What's up everyone, Off the Cuff Reviews here. My name's Alex and today I have a special new video. We're doing something completely different on this channel, so let's get into it. So today, instead of doing a reaction or doing something that I normally do like a review, I kind of wanted to dive into give you guys a list of amp simulators that I like to use. This video is mainly for guitar players, especially guitar players who don't have access to amplifiers, like in-person amplifiers, or if you live in a space where you don't really, if you're like not really able to actually have an amplifier. Like specifically, I live in an apartment building where it's probably not feasible for me to have a real amplifier here. It might be too loud for my neighbors because the walls are kind of thin. So what is the next best thing as a guitar player if you want to get heavy tones or just really good out of the box tones? Is pretty much an amp simulator. So what is an amp simulator? It's basically this program or plugin. Some of them aren't standalone, but a lot of them do come as standalone programs. And basically it emulates a real amplifier. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, if you play guitar, you've probably already heard of an amp simulator. But if you haven't, that's basically what it is. It emulates a real amplifier. Now, to use one of these, you would need an audio interface. A lot of these audio interfaces actually have line ins or DI built into the actual interface, but if it doesn't, you would want to get a DI box that would run into your audio interface that plugs into your computer, and then you basically just plug your guitar into the DI box or your interface directly, and then you just have tones with the amp simulator. But today I wanted to talk about some of my favorites that I've come across and used, and I wanted to kind of point you in the direction of these and also give you some free alternatives if you're not able to shell out the money to use these. A lot of these plugins, by the way, actually do come with free trials. Some of them come with like 14-day or 30-day free trials. Some of them only come with a 7-day free trial. You can mix and match. Some of them actually use like a security thing like an iLock. You don't always need the device. A lot of times it runs off of the actual iLock account, just basically using the internet. But if you want to use it offline, a lot of times you will need a iLock device, a USB device. Let's get into the list of amplifiers and amp sims that I like to use, starting with number 5, Aurora DSP's Rhino plugin. This plugin has some really brutal presets and tones that it comes with right out of the box. This plugin specifically, and pretty much all of them that I'm going to be talking about, are going to be mix ready. Like you could just plug and play, ready to go right out of the box. You can tweak some settings if you need to, but mainly you probably won't even need to do that. So with this Aurora DSP Rhino plugin, let me mention something real quick. I am specifically talking about their newest version of this plugin. I have used their older version and it didn't come with as many presets. Even though the presets are still good in the older version, the newer version has some really good like rhythm and clean presets built in that sound really good, mix ready right out of the box. I especially like their modern death metal rhythm presets. Those sound amazing. So if you guys want to go check that out, I highly recommend that one, and it's actually pretty cheap compared to the other ones on this list. The next one on this list is also a mix ready, straight out of the box, plug and play with a bunch of different really awesome presets. Actually comes with a lot more presets than the other one that I just mentioned. This one is going to be the Clairvoyant plugin from Modern Metal Songwriter. This one comes with some really brutal tones if you guys love those like heavy chugs, and it also comes with some really nice clean presets as well for leads and different modes and tones that you guys would really like to use. This one, I really highly recommend it. Like I said, this one is actually on the cheaper side as well, but comes with some really nice out-of-the-box tones, and the UI is really nice. It like changes colors as you're playing. I really like that about it. I just think this one is really modern and new, and it sounds really good. So go check that out. It's called Clairvoyant, and it's a plugin from Modern Metal Songwriter. So number 3 on this list is going to be THU plugin from Overloud. This plugin from Overloud has so many effects. It's kind of like Guitar Rig from Native Instruments, but like a way better version of that, in my opinion. You're able to like drag and drop like effects and put it in different orders in the signal chain. This one has a lot of different elements that you guys could use, and like it sounds pristine. It sounds like right out of the box. Like a lot of these tones sound really, really good. You don't really even need to tweak any elements. You could just drag and drop input, like, oh, I want a reverb, I want it here, or I want the overdrive here or here. You can do that with this plugin. There's a pitch shifter part of this plugin that I really love to use, because a lot of these plugins for amp simulators nowadays like aren't coming with like a transpose knob. I mean, some of them are, some of them aren't, but this one has the pitch shifter option, and you could just add it into your signal train, and it sounds really good. It's one of the better ones out there as well, because some of these transpose options that are built into these plugins don't really work that well, but this one does have so many built-in like effects and amplifiers. You could just mix and match and do whatever you want. There's so many IRs and cabs. Like, go check out THU from Overloud. It is really one that has like every single thing that you could ever need or want as a guitar player, from if you're playing pop punk to playing like classic rock to doing heavy stuff. It has everything built in, ready to go. Go check that one out. It's called THU from Overloud. The next one on this list that I want to mention, I feel like doesn't get a lot of love, but I see a lot of people using it. I feel like a lot of people use this and they just like assume, maybe they just assume that everyone else just uses it, so they don't ever like put it on their lists or anything. But it's going to be Archetype Nolly from Neural DSP. Archetype Nolly from Neural DSP is one of the best amp simulators out there for modern metal sounds that you could ever want. Do you like Spirit Box? Because almost every song they've put out to date was literally done using that amp simulator. That specific one with the default settings out of the box. You can actually go check out their mix engineer. He's put up there's a YouTube series out there where he talks about how he mixed these guitars together, and he talks about the settings he uses, and it's literally right out of the box with that amp sim, and it sounds so good. If you need rhythm guitars, right out of the box. If you need lead guitars, right out of the box. And this is for metal specifically, just sounds so good. This is one of the best amp sims out there. And it doesn't bog down your guitar, or I mean your computer, sorry, it doesn't bog down your computer. It sounds so good. This is one of my favorite like go-to plugins so far. And at first I was like, you know, I don't know if I really want to use this. Like, I don't know if I want to like really pull the trigger. And then I got a free trial of it and I fell in love, and I was like, I need to get this. Like, this is the one that I need to use all of the time. It's pretty much my go-to at this point, other than my number one pick. So before getting to my number one pick, I wanted to do an honorable mention section. And the honorable mention section is actually going to be where I talk to you guys about free plugins that you guys can get for amp simulators. Okay, now there's going to be two that I'm mentioning, and only two. And they kind of go hand in hand, okay? And up until literally like last month, this one plugin wasn't free. It was like $100. Now it's completely free, and you can mix the two plugins together to get the optimal sound. And it's pretty much probably going to be replacing every single amp simulator on this list going forward. So I just wanted to mention it. This is going to be Neural Amp Modeler, and the Tonocracy plugin. Like I said, both of these plugins are free currently at the moment. I think NAM is going to be free across the board. It's pretty much open source. So the way it works is you can either model your own amplifier and get it set up, or you can download pre-modeled people already did it with their own amplifiers. You can just download them, you can download the IRs, you can download everything that you would need for playing an amplifier. You can mix and match, and everything you need, just put it right into NAM, and it just works. And it sounds so good and so realistic. It's probably one of the most realistic sounding in this entire list, but it does need more customization than some of these other amp sims that I'm mentioning. So NAM is, you pretty much do everything yourself. Like you have to download, you have to find the right tone, you have to download it, you have to load it in, find the right IR, load that in, and then you have to like adjust the EQ, the balance, everything you have to do yourself. So you do everything yourself, but it really works to your advantage. You can really customize this to sound exactly the way you want it to sound and get pretty much any amplifier on the market now, right now. You can do, like, people are modeling like certain amplifiers with like this switch on, this switch off, this switch on, this switch off, like every single thing that you could need. It's all there for free, and like it's pretty much changing the game. The other plugin that I was mentioning it's called Tonocracy. So with this one, you can actually load your profiles that you built for NAM inside of Tonocracy, but you can also build a whole signal chain with effects and all this other stuff right in one singular plugin and have everything ready to go, just like the other ones. It's customizable to your exact specifications. I feel like this is what is going to change the game for amp simulator plugins. But if you guys don't want to break the bank, you guys don't want to shell out $100+ for one of these other plugins, go check out Neural Amp Modeler as well as Tonocracy plugin and mix those two together, and there you go. It's all free. On to my number one pick for this list. This is going to be one that I swore off for so long. This was like, when this came out, I was like, this is a gimmick. It's going to be exactly like all the other ones that I just mentioned. I don't need it, whatever. Like, I was kind of shitting on it, and I didn't want to jump the shark. I did not want to get on this bandwagon, and then I decided to grab a free trial, and it changed my mind. So this number one pick goes to the mic stringer plugin from Mixwave, the Spirit Box mic stringer plugin from Mixwave. It has everything that you would need. It's kind of like modeled after the Archetype Nolly Neural DSP plugin, because like I said, that's what Spirit Box used. But there's so many other presets. All of these other artists, they got like 15 other artists to set up these cool presets that are just like built in, ready to go. You obviously have customization. This one is one of the ones that has a lot of customization as well as a lot of presets. You can start off with whatever preset you want, and then you can adjust the signal chain. You can just think where things are in the signal chain. You could put processing on the input and the output, or the output. Like, you could start off with the output or start off with the input, or do both. You could literally do high pass, low pass filters. You could do reverb, delay, overdrive. You could do all of this. It has a transpose feature as well. It has everything built into the plugin that you would need. It looks really nice. It looks really sleek. It doesn't bog down your computer that much. But this is one that is a little bit more pricey, and it also needs an iLock account to go with it. That's the only issues that I could find. Other than that, this is probably the best plugin out there for metal. If you guys like heavy stuff like Spirit Box, like drop F sharp, but then you like stuff that's like heavy but like more like Metallica sounding stuff, they have that as well built into the plugin, like just presets ready to go, boom, 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 ready to just click it. And if you want to adjust the settings, you can. Because there's customizable, really customizable settings ready to go. This was one of the best amp sims that I didn't realize how much you could get with this plugin. But it's one of the best ones that I've tried so far. So I think that if you guys were gonna go check out any of the ones on the list, go check out the number one. Or if you guys don't wanna break the bank, you can still get some really, really sick, realistic tones. If you go check out Neural Amp Modeler, it's literally free. It's open source, and the other one as well, Tonocracy, if you mix them together, you'll have a signal chain and plug it in processing ready to go. Go check that out. Go check out anything else on this list. That you guys would probably love it. And there you have it. That was a list of amp simulators that I love to use right now. And I just wanted to bring that to your attention if you guys are looking for something like that. I will see you guys on the flip side. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching.
They call me a god. 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 Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top.